What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Major Push Wrestling Talk Show. My name is Gino. I'm your host, your founder, your creator. I'm going to be frank with you guys. I record this video in one take, no edits, no any of the things that maybe the other channels are doing. And I just had a great conversation with my computer screen because it wasn't recording for like the last 20 minutes. So I'm going to do my best to recreate that conversation for you guys now. So we usually like to talk about non-topical things on here so that the videos can last longer in the zeitgeist. But this weekend is something very important coming up for wrestling as a whole. And stick with me because I got a few points I want to make about this. Thank you again for watching live or on demand. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It really does. WWE is having their WrestlePalooza event. Dumb name. I know it was a former AEW thing, but if you're buying ESPN for $30 a month and you have even some interest in wrestling, what about the name of that event is going to like draw you to it? WrestlePalooza, which is a play on words from Lollapalooza, or whatever the heck the festival is called. Like that's like calling it WrestleCella or Wrestle EDC or whatever, Wrestle Ultramania, whatever. Like actually, Ultramania's not the worst name. So you can have that one for free internet. So they've got this event and then they're using it as counter programming for AEW, which we'll address in a moment. But they're making American audiences, which it kind of feels like they don't give a crap about American audiences anymore because they're making us switch to ESPN $30 a month. When we used to get these same events for anywhere from $7.99 to $12.99 a month, plus all this other content. I don't know a lot of WWE fans or wrestling fans that are like real competitive sports fans. So like nobody who's buying this service of ESPN for WWE events is probably going to click on anything else that ESPN's offering for them. So I don't really get it. I don't understand other than the fact that they paid the biggest price. It might bring legitimacy to WWE, but not with a name like WrestlePalooza. But here's the thing. Because they're choosing to do it as counter programming for AEW, they're putting it together a big return in AJ Lee, John Cena and Brock Lesnar for the last time. They're giving us a potential Stephanie Vaquer title reign. Like these things are happening. The Usos are reuniting. All of these things are happening because what I believe is WWE's need to compete with AEW. But WWE feels like Brock Lesnar going to a middle school wrestling meet and challenging the lightest weight kid there. Sorry if that upsets you as an AEW fan. I'm not trying to say AEW is super lightweight, but it's definitely punching down. And that's not really becoming of the organization like them. But AEW decided to move their product to earlier in the day because that's what you do. WWE, like Netflix, has more viewers, has a bigger fan base because they've been around longer. It's just numbers, guys. And I know people who like AEW more than WWE are going to say all WWE fans do is talk about the numbers. Okay, sorry. Numbers are the only thing you can't argue. So if people are bringing up numbers to you, that's tough. Facts are pesky and inconvenient, but they are nonetheless facts and true. Does AEW put on longer shows and better wrestling? Sure, but that's all subjective, except for the time length of the show, which is a fact. Longer or shorter, it's measurable. That's how you have things that you can actually prove as fact when they're measurable, observable, things like that. The opinions of what matches are 5 stars and what matches aren't. But this isn't going to be to trash AEW. This is more to talk about how WWE's mindset is. I get that AEW fancies itself as true competition for WWE and they insulted Nick Khan and all this stuff. So they're going to get what they get. WWE, like any organization that feels threatened even a little bit by somebody else, they're going to do what they can to help put that company out of business. Now, I don't think AEW is going to go out of business, nor do I think WWE is going to buy them. But this is the perfect opportunity for AEW to have filled the gap that WWE is creating for wrestling fans when we used to get this stuff all on one streaming service and we didn't have to pay any extra money. I think AEW should be offering these events that they're having for no extra cost through HBO Max. Now, this is just speaking to the American audience, right? Because I have a VPN now, so I can tell them I live in Canada and I can get Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and the premium live events all through one Netflix subscription and a VPN. Whereas the United States users are going to have to Netflix for Raw, CW for SmackDown, or CW for NXT, USA for SmackDown, and the premium live events used to be on Peacock. International audiences get all that stuff rolled into one thing, and I get it. Like, these companies are all American companies. So what they're rolling out and the changes and the things they're going to do in America first, and maybe they'll translate to the other world, rest of the world. Like, Netflix exists all over the world. That's why you can watch it all there. There are like even things like Disney Plus and HBO and Apple TV. Like, they're not in every country. So that Netflix gets to pick up the pieces of that because they've been around the longest. Period. They have the most fan base because they've been around longer. Now, they're moving more events to overseas. Like, it feels like WWE more than WWE. TKO is trying to squeeze every dollar they can out of its already existing American audiences, which is kind of what AMC Theaters does. I know I've talked about that before, but instead of giving new people a reason to show up, they're trying to squeeze more money from the people who are loyal and are showing up, which is a good way to get people who have been loyal to become disloyal. So we've got that. We understand now that we're getting a potential better product from both companies because of the competition. AEW chose to move, which is fair, but that's what happens when you tug on Superman's cape. You get things and repercussions. This is a causality. Just go out there and be you. Don't take cheap shots, whatever, whatever. But this is what happened. Now, $30 a month for just the premium live events when you're probably only going to watch it once is basically pay-per-view model. It's basically pay-per-view. Unless you're telling me you're going to watch each event 3 times, you're only going to get one a month. You're probably not going to pick any of the other ESPN content that they have because there's not free-form television show and movie content. It's just live sports. And live sports lose all of their appeal once they've ended. I know some people like to record their favorite team and watch them play and all this stuff, but like, if you check the score, there's really no need to watch the game. I mean, unless you really, really like it and whatever, like, I'm not trying to yuck on anybody's yum by any means. But WWE punching down and creating events just to go against AEW is like, it's kind of short-sighted because the people who like AEW are going to watch the AEW events no matter what. People who like WWE are going to watch the WWE events, and then they'll go to the other event after it's aired. Like, the NFL airs multiple dozens and dozens of games every season competing against themselves. And there's like 10 games at 1:00, which is why Red Zone is so great. Maybe we can have Ring Zone where you've got AEW and WWE split screen. I don't know. Did we just create something magical together? I don't know. But you're basically switching to a pay-per-view model just for your United States audience. And I don't know how this is going to really benefit the other content on ESPN. If you get people to go buy your product for the wrestling events, you're probably not going to get much views on the other content. And same thing, I don't know if anybody that's a sports fan that's getting the ESPN app to have ESPN is going to see WrestlePalooza, which is like based on Lollapalooza. They might as well call it Wrestle Coachella or Ultra Fest or Ultramania. Ultramania is not a bad name, actually. Did we just come up with something? I don't know. We'll see what happens. If they use that name in the future, you heard it here first, chat. So we have this model and we've got these things as a United States fan. And again, I'm going to be VPN, but I am going to have a little bit of fear of missing out, a little FOMO, because I do want to see how ESPN plans on presenting the product and all that stuff. But it's not worth $30 of curiosity. Just not. So we've got WWE being petty and booking events against AEW. basically punching down. AEW then being forced to move because they incited competition from WWE and they have to move. Even though, again, I don't think they're going to lose many viewers to the WWE stuff. Like, there are those out there that like WWE and AEW equally, but from what I've seen and the people I know, if you like AEW, you don't really like or you hate WWE, and if you like WWE, you don't really like or you hate AEW. So I'm just kind of lost in my own confusion with that. We've talked about the prices. We've talked about how much it would cost to be a wrestling fan these days. Whereas if you just get a VPN, say you live in Canada or Mexico or whatever, and you just watch all on Netflix. I wish that, like I said, I wish AEW would take advantage of the gap that WWE is leaving for its fans and that you could offer these events as a non-pay-per-view type of cost. But here we are. So I look forward to seeing how the event goes. Now, whether you like a shorter event, a longer event, a good card, a bad card, whatever, we usually come out of these events entertained or sports entertained, as I like to say. So I'm really interested to see what both of these events have in store. Now, when I did my first half of the recording that wasn't recorded, I talked about the fact that WWE likes to move its events. Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday, sometimes it's early, blah, 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 blah. So, like, we don't really, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, you have 48 hours or less before Raw comes on. And, like, then there's really no need to go watch the event again. Both AEW and WWE live for the clips on YouTube. So once the event's over or once the match is over, stuff's going to be on YouTube. You don't even need to watch the actual event that was paid for anymore. You can just see it on YouTube. It's a strange world that we're living in, right? But this is what the future entails. I still like that we don't have to pay-per-view, but if I didn't have a VPN for Netflix, I don't like I would have to pool some money with my buddies and we'd have to just watch the events together because that's just a high price tag to ask, especially if you're somebody who's used to AEW pay-per-views, which are really long, and you're gonna get, maybe a pretty long show with 5 matches on the card, what have you. It just becomes confusing and inconvenient. And I mentioned the NFL a little bit. The NFL is kind of also doing this. Like, you need Prime, ESPN, Live TV, and Peacock, and all this stuff to watch these games. Like, I get you're trying to squeeze money out of us, but can't you just show us the product and then put advertisements and then squeeze the money out of your advertisers? Since when did that stop being a thing? Netflix and Disney and HBO and even Apple, like they are, or actually Apple doesn't have a commercial tier, but they are trying to drive us down to the lower priced ad tiers because they don't make as much money if you pay $40 a month for a service as if you pay $7.99 with ads. That's just facts. And it helps the creators and all that stuff too, because they get the views matter. If you don't pay for commercials, you can watch Happy Gilmore 2 a million times, and Netflix doesn't make any more money from you other than that next billing cycle. That's just facts. Again, facts, guys, they're pesky and inconvenient, but they exist. Please at me, and I'd be happy to explain things further if you seem to disagree. But that's the thing about wrestling fans. We want good quality product, and we shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg to do it because you're certainly going to pay an arm and a leg to go to a WWE event live and moving forward now. So that's just ridiculous, the prices. I hope AEW can keep them priced for families that want to go. I really do. But whatever you guys think, whether you're an AEW guy or gal, whether you're a WWE fan, whether you're a real sports fan, whether you're a wrestling fan as a whole, it doesn't matter. We all want good product. And I really look forward to seeing you guys in the comment section to let me know what you guys thought. It means the world to me. And again, I apologize if I repeated some stuff. I apologize if I left some stuff out. This is the second attempt at doing this video, even though I like to do it once I forgot to hit the record button. So with that down, we'll see you guys most Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And I'll catch you on